Wow. As you realize, this is not something that we've done before. This is special, and it's special for a number of reasons. But as most of you know, Alabama for the last year, this year, and next year is celebrating its bicentennial, and we have a reunion Troy committee that's worked on this, and certainly since tomorrow will mark the 100th anniversary of the armistice that ended World War I, we wanted to have a special weekend. And this year's celebration with Reunion Troy is people. And certainly there aren't the people at the top of the list for us to remember and celebrate thanks for our veterans. But I'd like to ask the Reunion Troy Committee, if y'all would you just wave your hand or stand up and let these folks give you a round of applause. We really appreciate what y'all have done to make this possible. I have, with the special nature of this, with looking back 200 years of for our state, 100 years to the armistice, when it came time to find a speaker for this, I think they found the right person. Retired Command Sergeant Major Sheer Qualls. His business is right over there. You can see it, Douglas Brothers Jewelry. His family has been in business on this square since 1871. That's really amazing. And he is a big part of this community. He's a friend. He's my neighbor, and he's a veteran. And he's going to come and speak to us now. Sheer.
I'd like to thank the mayor and the committee for inviting me to speak here. I'm going to try to keep my remarks fairly short. It's a little chilly out here, and maybe you can get up and go see the Living Wax Museum after this and warm up a little bit. I had thought originally that I would get up here and just talk off the cuff, but I thought about it some more this morning, and I did a little research. So for the veterans, I'm sure you're going to know most of what I tell you, but for the younger people in the crowd and those who are not veterans, you may not be aware of all this and where Veterans Day came from. Like the mayor stated, the end of World War I, on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, the armistice to end World War I was signed. And in 1926, it was officially declared by the, I forget whether it was a Congress or the President, I didn't make my notes clear enough, but they declared it to be Armistice Day. And it was Armistice Day up until 1954, where President Dwight Eisenhower redesignated it as Veterans Day. And this day is to recognize all veterans, living and past. Also, Great Britain, France, Australia, and Canada also remember the armistice. They call it Remembrance Day in most of those places, and it isn't always on the 11th. It's within a few days of the 11th most of the time. And let's see. And just a few facts about this. There are 16.1 million living veterans right now. Now, this data was of, I think, a couple of years ago, but it's pretty close. 5.2 million of those veterans served in peacetime. 2 million of them are women, which I served overseas with a lot of women that served our country very well and honorably, did great jobs. 16 million were World War II veterans. 558,000 are still alive, still living. I'm sure we have some here among us. 7 million during the Vietnam era, and I know we got Vietnam veterans right here, I can see them. And 2 million Korean War veterans, which we have one right here, I know. There you go, Mr. Charlie Dunn, Sergeant Charlie Dunn. Anyway, I would like to personally express my gratitude to all those combat veterans that really got shot at. I'm a combat veteran, but I didn't get shot at. I was in a mortar attack one time, but I never heard the mortar hit the ground, so I don't know. Everybody else kept doing what they were doing at the time. And I think I'll give you a little bit of background of my 3 deployments overseas, just, so you'll know a little bit about me. I was deployed to Qatar in the Persian Gulf in '03, where my battalion served as command and control for distribution of materials to Afghanistan, to special forces in Afghanistan in '03, because we didn't have a lot of presence in Afghanistan at that time. Served that time there, came back home, and '05, '06, I was in a different unit, or placed in a different unit. They called me up and said, we want you to come to Birmingham and take a physical. We're going to send you somewhere. So I ended up in Kuwait with a whole different bunch of people I'd never seen before in my life. But we pulled together, and everybody there was from all over the place. It was a composite unit that they drew up the talents they needed and sent us to Kuwait, and we served there with distinction. It took us a little while to get to know each other, but we did what we were supposed to do, serve there. Sent me back home. I thought maybe that's it. Well, I got reassigned to another unit, and it got mobilized in 11 and 12. This was the 375th Combat Sustainment Support Battalion out of Mobile, Alabama. And this was my most interesting deployment because it was the one where really I could have got shot at, but didn't. Went to Afghanistan, Camp Leatherneck. We served as logistical support for the Marines there. I learned a whole lot about the Marines that I didn't know. They're fine people to work with and do, but they're a bare bones operation. The Army will give you coffee shots and PXs and stuff like that. Marines don't believe in that too much. If you don't need it, you don't get it. But anyway, and I also found out that the Navy hauls the Marines around everywhere they need to go on the water. But once they hit the ground, the Navy's done with them. And if Marines have tanks or whatever heavy equipment they have to have, bulldozers, that sort of thing, moved around, they either got to drive it there or get the Army to move it for them. And that's what we did. We had heavy transport vehicles, and we moved whatever they had to move. When I first got there, they were actually building a dam on the Helmand River. I was in the Helmand province, by the way. And we were hauling bridge components north to the location of the bridge. And I never went on one of those convoys, although I did go on a bunch. But those men and women in the convoy would go up there, and it was about a 3-day trip. So they camped out in the desert for 2 or 3 nights. And they literally circled the wagons out in the desert, which circled up their trucks so they'd have a perimeter guard, and they'd spend the night out there in the desert. Like I said, men and women alike. Women did their jobs well. They were truck drivers and gunners on trucks. And they'd deliver their product and come on back home. And sometimes we had to have the Marines go with us on those trips because the desert in some places was really loose sand, like walking on the beach. Oh, those big trucks didn't like that a whole lot, so they sent a tank retriever with us, with a crew, and to pull our trucks out of the sand if they had to. But anyway, that was a real eye-opening experience for me there in Afghanistan. And we also worked with other nations. We were right next to a British air base. I had the name while ago. Camp Bastion. And just a point of interest, flying around Afghanistan or even that part of the world, all I had to do was go over to the airport, to their little terminal air base, and find out when a flight's going where I want to go, and get my name on the list. And if they had room, I had priority because I was an 89. My commander couldn't go anywhere with priority unless he took me with him, so I thought that was interesting. But anyway, we got on, you could get on a plane and fly anywhere in the country you wanted to. No papers, no nothing. But if you tried to go home, they'd stop you really quick. But I found that interesting, and for those of us there. And I know you Vietnam veterans and older, if you wanted to know something about home, you had to get a letter, or you had to write a letter. That was the only communication you had, unless you had somebody that had a radio somewhere that you could get to talk to somebody sometime. And then first Gulf War, it was a little better. You could find a phone sometimes you could call pretty regular. Then, and when they started deploying heavily in '03 and to the Middle East, satellite communication was much better. You could pretty well get a phone anytime you wanted to, and I don't know about that. There was internet communications. You could send emails and stuff back and forth pretty easily. But my last trip over there in 11 and 12, we had an internet cafe on our little compound that the USO provided. And you could go over there and you could Skype with your family at home every day if you wanted to. Get on the phone and talk to them, send emails, which was a great thing. And actually, a couple of years ago, I did a thing for the Veterans Day over at the College Center, and I arranged to Skype with a service member that was in Afghanistan at the time, just to show the people how you can communicate these days. Because communications with service members overseas is really important for the members, because things happen at home. The car breaks down, the hot water heater goes out, and that's not just women. Sometimes it's men. They have issues at home too when their wives are deployed forward. Johnny and Jane are having a problem with somebody else, and what I need to do are those sorts of things. So that communication helps with the morale for the people there and the people back home too, because they get distressed when they don't know what's going on. Because they know they're service members in a war zone, but they don't know exactly what they're doing, because you can't really tell them sometimes. But that get on the phone or Skype. Skype was the best way, because everybody had a laptop over there. But it was a real interesting experience for myself, and I appreciate the fact that I did get to do it, and hope I never go again. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. Let y'all get up, move around, go see these other exhibits. I want to thank the mayor again for inviting me to come. And next time, I think I'm going to get a little bit bigger uniform. This one got tight over 4 years. It's about to kill me. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Shear. Great job. We are, before Diana's going to come up and talk to you about the living wax museums, and it's so important that these young people realize, you know, the importance of our veterans and how much things have changed. You know, I have 3 teenage sons, and they're not going to get a letter in the mail that says greetings. You know, from the time when I did my initial entry training, I think I had 14 or 15 cadre, and only one of them had a patch on his right shoulder, which meant he had served in combat. That was in 1992. Now I've got a friend that's just gotten back from his 6th deployment. So our current veterans are pulling a lot of load for all of us. And our former veterans have got so much to teach us. And it's so important that we pass these things on to younger generations. And that's why I'm so excited about the young people that are out here today. And Diana Lee with the Reunion Troy Committee is going to come up and tell you about one group of them.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you also for your constant, unending support of events like this. We appreciate it, and we appreciate you. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank our veterans that are here with us today and those watching on Troy Cablevision. Thank you so much for your service, and we appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Anyone that knows me knows that one of my hot buttons is education for our children. I think that's incredibly important. I've served on a lot of different committees and a lot of different boards. And as I was on the Reunion Troy Committee and we were talking about today, the first thing I thought about was how can we involve our schools in this? How can we turn this into a teaching moment, a learning experience for them? And I remembered that my children had had the opportunity to be a part of a living wax museum when they were in elementary school. And so, of course, I thought, let's see, what can we do with that? And so what we decided to do is to talk to some of our local schools and get them on board. And we have assigned all of these schools a different war or conflict. and they are going to act it out for you. Now, they have done this all on their own. The students have researched their characters, and they're going to talk to you a little bit about their perspective from what they learned in a presentation of living wax museums. Directly behind me, we have Pike Lib, and they have World War II. Next to them is Goshen Elementary, and they are the Korean War. On the end, we have Covenant Christian. They are the Vietnam War. We have Troy Elementary School, and they are the Gulf War. And right here, we have Pike County Elementary School. They are Iraq, Afghanistan, the War on Terror. The way it's set up is that you can go to, you don't have to go in any particular order. Whenever they get a group in front of them, they are going to start their presentation. Please wait for the entire presentation of all the students before you move on to another war. I hope that you're going to learn from the students today. I think that they've had a really good time doing this. I've talked with some of them, and some of them have some really incredible stories of their own that they learned while researching. So thank you so much for coming out today. Thank you so much for seeing our Living Wax Museum presentations by our area schools.
Thank you, Diana. Our final, to close our program, and I'd like to thank Ray Smith, Amanda Ford, and the Pike Liberal Arts Band. What a fantastic job they've done. And I'd like to remind you all, as Diana said, about the Wax Museum, the History Trail. There's some warbirds out at the airport that you can't see anywhere else in the country. So I'd encourage you to enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much for being here. And when they wrap up, God Bless the USA, we'll be adjourned. Thank you so much for being here.
If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today. For the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, 'cause at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I'm proud to be American, 'cause at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, 'cause at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Good job, guys. Thank you very much.
Tiffany, I'll be
Make
saying
us sound good.
thank you for the opportunity to do it. We learned a lot.
Good job. They did a great
We get to
job.
keep it. Of course. It's great. Somebody's got to do a collection library. Don't lose your...
At Wallace Sandals Truck Line, we got choices. Let's talk money. Let's talk per diem. Per diem is a service offered to the driver that allows you up to $63 a day, tax exempt. Wallace Sandals Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Money, money.
Looking for a roof that stands up to severe weather while also providing great style and value to your home? Call Baker Metal Works today. Durable, stylish, energy efficient, and affordable. Just a few reasons metal roofing from Baker Metal Works is surging in popularity. We use state-of-the-art technology to produce a metal roof that meets all your needs. Baker Metal offers 20 Valspar Weather XL colors and is backed by a 40-year warranty. We're located just south of Walmart in Troy. Order today, pick up today. Baker Metal Works, your metal roofing headquarters.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
When you are handed the key to a new Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick or GMC, rev up your imagination. Think of all the places you can go. It's
Hello, my name is Dwight Eisen. I was born in Denison, Texas in 1890. I was the third of 7 sons. My parents' names were David and Ida. I grew up in Abilene, West Point Military. In 1916, I married Amy Dowd, and we have 2 sons named John and Dowd. Later in my life, I successfully led D-Day on June 6, 1944. I was the commander of the Allied forces in Western Virginia during World War II. I was nicknamed Ike and wore my jacket too short, so they called it the Ike jacket. I helped in the Korean War in 1950. I signed the Civil Rights Act of 1957. I ran for president in 1952 with the biggest advice. Starting for president of the U.S., I served from 1953 to 1963. During my presidency, I managed the whole administration. I once said, each injustice from 2 sides of the same. I also said, during battle, planetary planning is indispensable. I also said, people that value its privileges over its principles soon lose it. I died on March 28, 1969.
Hello there, I'm Anna Louise Maria. I was a World War II Holocaust victim in a world-famous German war in Dallas. My family, the Frank family, fled Nazi persecution and took off to Israel. I had a diary named Kitty that I got from my 13th birthday. My birthday is June 12th. My parents are Edith and Oda. Edith was my mom and Oda was my aunt. I had a sister named Margot. On July 5th, 1942,
Some of the most stylish, best quality cars available on the market today. Feel confident driving vehicles with superb dependability and safety ratings. And smile. You saved a ton of money because you bought at Bill Jackson. Let the only thing holding you back be the end of the road. A Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC vehicle will not only change your life, it saves you money like no
Pike County Ford will beat any legitimate written offer on any new or pre-owned vehicle in stock. Only at Pike County Ford in Troy, Alabama, your hometown dealer.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone.
George W. Bush, Jeb Bush, Dorothy Bush Notch, Neil Bush, Marvin Bush, and Pauline Bush. And I went to school at Yale University. Today, I announced war on Iraq. Events in Iraq have now reached the final days of decision. For more than a decade, the United States and other nations have pursued patient and honorable efforts to disarm the Iraq regime without war. The regime pledged to reveal and destroy all its weapons of mass destruction as a condition for ending the Persian Gulf War. I told America that this will not be another Vietnam and that our troops will have the best support in the entire world, and I will not ask for them to fight with one hand tied behind their back. I'm convinced not only to prevail, but that out of the horror of comebacks will come the recognition that no nation can stand against the world united. We do not know how long Operation Desert Storm will last, but no matter what, Saddam will be defeated. I promise we will win this war.
Hi, I'm Colin Powell, but they call me the Reluctant Warrior. I was born on April 5th, 1937 in Harlem, New York. I entered the military upon my graduation and served in Vietnam. I am married to Alma Powell of Birmingham, Alabama. We have 3 children, Linda, Michael, and Anne Marie. I'm currently over the Armed Forces Command and chairman of Joint Staff appointed by President George H.W. Bush. As it relates to the storm, we have not been charged with Mr. Saddam Hussein. The purpose of our bombing facilities in the area of Baghdad is essentially to go after the command and control system of the air defense sites that could put our planes at risk with their military-oriented targets. Our strategy is very, very simple. First, set it off, and then we kill it.
Hello, my name is Herbert Norman Bortsakoff Jr., better known The president in every case has taken our recommendations and guidance to heart and has acted superbly as the Commander-in-Chief of the United States. Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Lieutenant Rick Hayes, otherwise known as Rick or Brother Rick. I am the pastor of Hephzibah Baptist Church. I was born on November 28, 1961, and I lived in Port Lavaca, Texas for 1 month, then I moved to Alabama. I'm married to Mrs. Hayes, and I have one younger brother named Randall Hayes, and my parents' names are Melvin Hayes and Alan Hayes. I have two daughters, Haley Carlisle, who's married to David Carlisle, and Casey Vincent, who is married to Adam Vincent. I have 2 grandchildren, Max and Stella Vincent. My goal to Gulf War was scary and exciting at the same time. I'm captain with the 233rd Combat Support Battalion from Hassela, Alabama, on the front lines of Desert Storm. I am the chemical officer. I oversee the cleanup of chemically exposed men. I'm in charge of 144 men. I often work long, boring hours at night. I often say to myself, Lord, give me the wisdom. When I enlisted in the military, I was 17. I wanted an adventure and I found one. This adventure lasted 29 years and 9 months.
Home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
If you have $29 in your pocket, you have a down payment for a clean pre-owned vehicle. All you need is $29 down, with payments starting at $99 a month during the summer sell down at Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep brand. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Check out these cool savings going on now during our hot summer sale at your local Troy and Ozark Road Mart, like our $29.99 oil change special or our $129.99 brake special. We'll also keep you cool during these hot days of summer with our $29.99 AC special.
I grew up in Hicksville, New York. I spent years working in a luncheonette to help support my mother when my father died when I was 7. I enlisted in the Army after high school and became a specialist, 4th class in the 9th Infantry Division. I started out in Search and Destroy where I would use my guns to board I was made squad leader in 9 minutes after several water attacks. On February 22nd, 1969, I was ordered to conduct a land-based reconnaissance mission in Cobra. Immediately, my men and I were under intense fire from enemy bunkers. I spotted the source of gunfire and used grenades and rifle fire to stop it. I found a supply of enemy ammunition to end the gunfire. I stayed near the ammunition supply, but another group of enemy forces discharged rocket and automatic weapons fire in 3 different directions. My men suffered many casualties. Our seriously wounded from that final enemy assault but my spinal cord. I continued to direct my men until I was ordered to evacuate. I went to a military hospital for rehabilitation. In 1971, I received a Medal of Honor from President Richard Nixon for my acts in the Vietnam War. Even though I am wheelchair bound, I am not bitter. You see, I was supposed to be on a week-long R&R beginning February 16th and would not have been involved in the battle. However, I was ready to go with my first shine shoes, and they told me they forgot to New York from cancer. I leave behind my wife of 33 years, Jacqueline Barbarina Klein, a stepdaughter, and 4 grandchildren. I am buried in the cemetery of the Holy Moon in Westbury, New York.
Miss Mary T. Klinker became a captain in the United States Air Force in January 1970. She was a nurse who served during the Vietnam War. She was the last female in the military to die while serving in the Vietnam War. After her death, she received the Airman's Medal and the Meritorious Service Medal. Captain Klinker was born in Lafayette, Indiana on October 3rd, 1947. She graduated high school in 1965 and became a registered nurse in 1968. She worked at a local hospital until she joined the United States Air Force. Captain Klinker was sent to California to be a part of the 10th Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron. She also served with the 22nd Aeromedical Evacuation Squadron in the Philippines.